Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter and today we are going to focus on Bitcoin, and more specifically we're going to focus on the pi cycle cross that's about to occur right here. You can see the pi cycle indicator is dangerously close to making a crossover. This is an indicator that's supposed to give you the most accurate possible way to time your exit on Bitcoin. And we can zoom out just to show you guys what I mean. Right here, this was the previous pi cycle cross that occurred in December 2017, right before the ultimate top of the bull market and eventually triggering a major bear market. If we go back a little bit further to the previous bull market back in 2013, we had two major crossovers during this bull market cycle. One right here before a major drawdown. I believe this was around a 70% drawdown from that top to the bottom of this correction. And then we had another pi cycle cross right here at the top of the bull market before triggering the cyclical bear market on Bitcoin. So the question that's on everyone's minds right now, what's going to be happening once that crossover occurs? Is it time to sell your Bitcoin, or is the Bitcoin bull market going to completely ignore the signal? Those are the questions that we're going to be asking and answering in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I want to start off by giving you guys a quick background check on what this indicator is and actually where it comes from. You can find it on lookintobitcoin.com. And if you scroll down to the bottom of this page right here, you'll see it was created by Philip Swift back in April 2019. And this is very important to actually note, because that means this indicator was created right here after each of these examples, after the 2017 crossover and after the 2013 crossovers. That means that the pi cycle indicator has never actually been put to the test. So what we're going to do in this video is actually compare the situation of Bitcoin right before this crossover occurs to the situation of Bitcoin before these other three crossovers. And then we're going to see if we're actually in a similar situation. So we're going to be comparing two specific factors. First of all, is the price action that we've had over the past few weeks similar or different to what we had in the previous cycles? And then valuation. And we're going to be using a couple of models to evaluate Bitcoin's valuation at current levels compared to, again, the last three crossovers. So let's start off by taking a look at the price action. And for this, we're going to do a very simple exercise and just measure what kind of returns you had on Bitcoin over the last 20 days of price action leading to that top. So I'm going to put a vertical line right here on that crossover that occurred on the 5th of April 2013. And so in the 20 days leading up to that crossover, we're going to say 23 days right here, we had a 200% move up in Bitcoin. Now the next pi cycle cross was right here, 3rd of December 2013, and the 20 days leading up to that crossover was another 200% move in 20 days. So just over 200% in 20 days. And now if we fast forward to 2017, to the last pi cycle cross, and we put a vertical line on that crossover right here, and we can measure that last move up leading to that crossover, and that's around a 150% move up in 20 days. So that is the type of price action that you have leading up to a pi cycle crossover. Very parabolic, very intense moves leading up to significant tops on Bitcoin. Now let's check out if 2021 is similar or different to each of these cases, and you'll quickly realize that we are in a very different situation to those previous pi cycle cross. In terms of the price action, over the last 20 days, we've been in a sideways period of consolidation where we've had barely 6-7% return leading up to this pi cycle cross. So in terms of price action, 2021 is very different to 2017 and the 2013 tops. Now, is this price action bullish? And we're going to quickly take a look at that technical picture that we have on Bitcoin right now, because it does seem like that momentum that we had at the start is starting to fade. So are the technicals still bullish? And for that, we're going to go on the standard scale so that we can put a price channel that we've been using to time our entries on Bitcoin, time our exits, and that price channel corresponds to this line right here. All you have to do is copy, paste that trend line, and you'll quickly start to figure out where the important levels are. You have one reaction here, a period of consolidation just under before breaking out, and now we're just above that support level. You've got another very important level right here, capturing these two reaction highs, and you've got very important support levels at lower levels, capturing these reactions, capturing this support level. So just quickly taking a look at that, this is a very bullish technical structure. We're making higher highs. We are finding support of price channel support, and we have a beautiful pattern here with a nice impulsive leg up on Bitcoin, followed by a nice period of consolidation right here and a nice breakout back test, and hopefully a resumption of that move up that would give us the second part of this bull flag pattern. And you can figure out the measured target of that pattern. You just take the first pole, add it on to the next one, and you've got your target set at around $70,000. That is our current target right now. We're aiming for the top of this price channel resistance right here and potentially take it out and begin a nice blow off top move on Bitcoin. Now, if we fail here and start to sell off, we'll be buying aggressively at these support levels right here. So the price action is bullish on Bitcoin, but it's not parabolic. And what we've learned from history, from price history on Bitcoin, is that big tops on Bitcoin happen on parabolic moves. Once that sentiment is hyper euphoric and the price is way overextended. We saw that in 2017 and 2013 twice during that bull market. So from a price action standpoint, it doesn't look like this pi cycle cross is going to have much of an impact. But now I want to take a look at the valuation of Bitcoin, because perhaps that's what matters with this pi cycle cross. Perhaps the combined price action of all this move up right here has made Bitcoin way too expensive, and now we're due for a correction without having that euphoric top. And the first model that we're going to use to take a look at Bitcoin's valuation is the stock to flow model. And what this model actually is this line right here that's basically a calculation of the amount of Bitcoins that are currently in stock versus the number of Bitcoins that are coming into circulation. And so this is entirely based on the halving cycle, because every 4 years you've got the number of Bitcoins that come into circulation divided by 2. And what that does is trigger a rise in the stock to flow model, telling you that the asset or commodity is scarce. So the stock to flow model is a measure of scarcity. So what we use this for is to actually tell us whether Bitcoin is undervalued when it's below the stock to flow model or overvalued when it's above the stock to flow model. And so what you'll quickly notice on this chart is that right now in 2021, we're right on that stock to flow model. So we are at a fair valuation of Bitcoin as we're starting to see that pi cycle cross occur. But what happened in those 3 previous cases? Right here in 2017, we had the pi cycle cross when Bitcoin was overvalued. Right here on that first pi cycle cross in 2013, Bitcoin was overvalued. And on the second cross, it was massively overvalued. So from this model, we can conclude that the situation in 2021 is different to the 3 previous pi cycle crosses. And this does not suggest that we're about to see a massive drawdown on Bitcoin. Now, another indicator that we use for measuring the value is this right here. Another indicator from Look Into Bitcoin, it's the MVRVZ Score. And so what this indicator does, it may look complicated right here. It gives you a red line that goes from undervalued to overvalued. And how this indicator actually comes up with that is by comparing the blue line, which is the market cap of Bitcoin, so just the number of Bitcoins that are in circulation times the price, and the orange line, what they call the realized market cap, which instead of using the actual price of Bitcoin, like the blue line, it uses the price of the Bitcoin in the last transaction. And so what this does is it removes sentiment out of the equation. So the sentiment that you get with these big euphoric tops, it gets removed out of the equation and you get a much smoother reading that doesn't make these massive moves. And so when you compare these two lines, what you essentially get is how overextended sentiment is or how overvalued Bitcoin is. And it's a very good indicator of when to step in and buy Bitcoin when the ratio is green and when to step in and sell when that indicator is in the red. And again, in the three examples that we're taking a look at in this video, 2017 and the two 2013 tops, each of these were accompanied by an overvalued reading, which is not the case right now. So what's our conclusion from all of this? The Pi cycle cross is about to occur, but Bitcoin fundamentals, the price action, and most indicators that we use to determine where Bitcoin is going next are not pointing down, they're pointing up. So our current market outlook remains bullish, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see what's going to happen when that Pi cycle cross occurs. Perhaps we're going to see a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy where investors sell their Bitcoin based on that Pi cycle cross and bring the price down. Make sure to go and check out our website at gameoftrades.net. We recently posted an article on Bitcoin and altcoins. We take a look at some altcoins that are currently breaking out and do have quite a lot of potential over the coming weeks. Now, that's about all I wanted to cover in this episode. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. In the meantime, good luck on your trading and see you next time.